How's everyone doing today? I hope this video caught you at a very good time. Obviously, COVID times, it can be a little bit tough, but I wanted to bring a little bit of positive energy. I want to talk about two subsections that are going to be coming to this channel. Anyone who does follow me because of PGA Tour 2K21, don't be alarmed. There's definitely going to be some quality content coming up about PGA Tour 2K21, but I wanted to take the things that I have learned over the last 2 years and help everybody else when it comes to golf in real life. In the last 2 years, I have taken my handicap all the way from an 18 all the way down to a 5. And I just thought that this is a perfect opportunity for an amateur, somebody who has gone through the struggles and had to figure their way out through all this, how I've been able to do it in such a quick time and possibly give you guys some things that maybe will be similar to your golf games that can help increase it. Golf is already hard enough as it is, and you may just play for recreational, or maybe you want to get serious, or maybe you have always just played for fun, and maybe you're like, well, COVID times or any times, I just really want to get more serious about my golf game. The object of the Amateur Chronicles for me is going to be covering multiple things. I'm going to cover full on how I have been able to buy clubs, play golf, and just play the game at a more cost-efficient rate. On top of that, I'm going to do full reviews on so many different things. I'll cover a lot more of this later in this video. And then the most important one for me is going to be the things that I have used that have drastically changed my handicap, and the little tips and areas of information that I have found to be the most beneficial for an amateur who's just trying to understand what the heck is going on. Just a little bit of background so you know that I'm not just randomly picking all this up. I've played sports my entire life. Obviously, many people have played sports, but I also played college football at a very high level. And when you play at a high level, you have to learn how to train your body, you have to learn how to train your mind, and more importantly, you have to learn how to prepare. Once my college career was over, I decided to go out and play on the college golf team my senior year, but I really didn't take it too seriously. In 2018, I decided to really start taking my golf game seriously and really started focusing on it and taking everything that I have learned as a college athlete and how I was learning how to prepare and applying that directly into golf, trying to consume as much information as possible. The problem with that is there's too much information out there. There's too much information and you don't know where to look, or maybe you're taking one advice from somebody and somebody else is giving you different advice and you don't know which one is right, so you're trying them both at the same time. I went through that in 2018. 2018, I just tried to get as much information as possible, and it broke it a little bit, but it was a great foundation. I'm really happy that I went through that, because if you don't go through that, you're not going to realize that you're taking in too much information. And golf can be very simple, and you just have to find the simple things and learn how to make it better for yourself. Golf can be played in many different ways, and so that way it also can be taught in many different ways. And that will be the hardest thing. So I'm not going to say everything that you may see in this little miniature Amateur Chronicles series is going to be 100% beneficial to you. But if I can get out some of the information that may direct you down a path that could be perfect for your game, or maybe direct you down a path where you can make golf more cost efficient for you, then that's something that I want to help out on. So first and foremost, just some of the future content to expect out of this little mini series. For my own game personally, I'm going to have a series called Drive to Scratch, and that's going to be me taking the next step, which is the hardest step of reducing my handicap from single figures at a 5 all the way down to a scratch. And I'm going to be doing full length, my practice sessions, some lit range sessions. I'm going to be doing drills in the basic fundamentals that I work on. And then on top of that, I'm going to be doing full coverage of any tournaments that I do play. I do play quite a bit of tournaments, as well as doing some 9-hole course vlogs if I'm ever just playing 9 holes, 18 holes. Any training sessions, I'm going to be covering all of that with a camera. And then, which is something that I think is going to be super beneficial to a lot of people, is there's certain tools and tricks that I have got that I either built myself, so I'm going to teach you guys how you could do it and build these training aids without breaking the bank. There are also some training aids that I think you should spend the money on, and I will be doing full reviews on them. Items such as Rapsodo Launch Monitor, which is a very cost-efficient tour level one. I have also a Garmin watch. I have speed sticks. If you were ever wondering, like, speed sticks worth it, I'm going to be doing a series on the speed sticks. The down under board, I have built my own. The George Gankis box, I have also built my own. There's going to be so many more items that I have literally just built myself and done it at a fraction of the cost. And I'll also just review whether or not these are worth buying. Sometimes, like, you don't want to build it yourself. You want to just have the easy way. You want to just make sure that it is secured and built the exact same way that it's supposed to be done. And I get it. I'm 100% the same way with that. And I will go through this and find out and just be an amateur. And that's the one thing. And I know a lot of people are probably like, well, you're an amateur, so why would I learn from you? The problem is, as a pro, you don't really understand what is super simple for certain people. And I won't say here that I know everything about golf. I won't sit here and say that I should be training you on how to do golf, on how to play golf. But the things that I can tell you is I can break it down in much simpler terms because I have gone through it. And I know this firsthand from being in football. It's like throwing a football, right? If I was trying to train somebody to throw a football, for me, I would just say, do this, this, and this. And in my mind, I'd be like, that's such a simple task. And I would just explain it and be like, just do this. Or for instance, if we are talking about golf, a teacher may just say, like, just turn and turn. And to you, in their mind, they're saying something just super simple. Just turn and turn, hit the ball. And you're like, yeah, but what about this, 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 and this? Like, I haven't even gotten to the point where I can even understand how to turn. So I can take that information and I can break it down into simpler terms and kind of give it back out to you in the ways that I have learned how to understand those things, because a lot of it can be complex, a lot of it can be complicated, and a lot of the times the videos you may be seeing on the internet, or maybe the information you're getting from friends or other pros, or maybe a lesson, it's not really hitting home with you, and that's because you're not fully understanding what they're actually saying. So that's the whole purpose of this channel, is to take an amateur's point of view who has actually gone through this. And just so you know, like, I haven't done this alone. I'm not going to ever sit here to say I've done this alone. And this is what's going to be the most important part of this last bit of this channel for me, is I'm going to show you where I think the most valuable information is. I personally have a very good friend from high school who was a pro. He had his PGA Tour card, and he pretty much helped me along the way. He trained individuals. He was a club pro at multiple clubs throughout all of these courses on the Northeast. He has caddied for Gary Player, and he pretty much kind of was willing to take the time to just answer my questions and help me out along the way, that he has taught me more about golf than I have ever could have imagined. And if I could just give you guys some of that information, then I'd just be helping you guys out and just giving you guys the awareness that I'm not just coming up with this stuff of what I see, but I have invested so much of my time just studying the game that I want to just give that information back out from an amateur perspective. So I obviously can't give you the advice directly from him. I will have him on a podcast hopefully moving forward, and we can kind of like talk about the things that he sees most problemsome when it comes to people that he has taught. But the information that I have and the information that I have gained has come from a very valuable source. And then on top of that, I want to cover the 3 locations starting today that you can go to start finding information to help your game. So this video has gone a little bit longer than I kind of expected, but there's so much information that's going to be coming out. So without further ado, instead of dropping hundreds of dollars on all of these packs or lessons or everything like that, let's just dive in some free options that you can get without breaking the bank and just start digesting information right now. So let's dive right into it. So here are the 4 sites that I really think are the best options for you guys to learn the most information. TXG is my #1 source that I think you guys should be following right away. TXG is probably the most knowledgeable people that I have ever come across when it comes to golf clubs or just golf in general. They present so much information with an insane amount of data that it is pretty much uncomparable to any other channel that I have seen. Matt and Ian are by far some of the most knowledgeable people, and I highly recommend that you go on their YouTube channel, you subscribe, and you just start learning more about how clubs work. Most importantly, when it comes down to buying the clubs that fit you, they break down a lot of this stuff, so you can find some really cost-efficient clubs or even like prior models. So I highly recommend TXG. The second one that you now see on the screen here is Athletic Motion Golf. They put everybody in a full body scale motion sensing device, and I highly recommend just learning how the body works. Athletic Motion Golf will break down the pros versus the amateur version of exactly how the body works and encourage you and give you drills specifically to how to train your body to be moving in the right direction. Obviously, your body is fully in control, and training your body and your muscles to do that ahead of time is going to be the most important thing. So, Athletic Motion Golf, they have an Instagram page and they have a YouTube. Most of their best quality content is on their YouTube page, so I highly recommend going there. The next one that you can see here is the Golf Room. They have a YouTube page, but the majority of their content is going to be delivered on the Instagram page, so you can find them here. This is going to be Kyle Morris, ex-PGA player, and he is just extremely knowledgeable. He's all about building in a stock shot, but he puts in about 2 to 5 minute videos just about every day to every other day about how you can make your game better and how to target certain things. A lot of little problems that I had, I found directly right here on this site, and he had an instructional video on exactly how to fix it. He's definitely a must follow as soon as possible, and that's pretty much where you're going to get your instructional videos. I did mention 3 earlier, but I'll throw in a bonus 4th. This is SlowMo Swing Library. His name is Nick, and he's all about breaking down professional swings in a very slow manner, as well as giving breakdowns step by step of how their bodies move and exactly how the club moves. And you can really learn to see that a lot of the players have very similar traits and similar moves, and it's just really good if you're a swing junkie or just a golf junkie in general, just to see the professionals as well as just amateurs and the steps that they're taking to increase their game. So those are the 4 that I would cover: TXG, Athletic Motion, Golf Room, and Nick. This video, I really appreciate all the support. There's going to be some quality information that you're not going to want to miss, information that's going to save you money as well as make your golf game better. So do not forget to hit that subscribe button down below. We're almost at 1,000. Thank you so much for all the support that we've gotten so far. There will be more PGA Tour 2K21 content. I have not forgotten about that. That's pretty much going to be it for today. Don't forget to hit that like button, and we will catch you guys next time when this series really kicks off with our first tips.